What you are going to watch in this video will make you think, like really? How can someone do such a thing? Yet have the guts to defend themselves. When Sarah went to the police station, according to her, she was going to ask her share of questions, get her belongings back, and go back to her home. But things didn't go as planned. This lady's name is Sarah, who called 911 to tell them that her boyfriend is dead. He died in a suitcase. How? Well, they were playing hide and seek.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
4748 France Court.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Sorry, Rich. Just tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a case and we were playing. Like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was dead in the suitcase, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
Having fun with her boyfriend, Sarah let her boyfriend keep hiding in the suitcase and went to sleep. When she woke up in the morning, she found him dead in that same suitcase. The way Sarah told the official on 911 that her boyfriend was dead was like she was telling someone she lost something that she might find soon.
He was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
purple.
Okay, listen to me. Lay him flat on his... Okay, ma'am, listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Okay,
He's stiff and purple.
Okay, ma'am, that's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him, okay? Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Just by looking at him, you can tell.
Later on in the call, we can hear panic in her voice. And the gurgle she pointed, was that the truth?
Okay.
Please! Okay, he just gurgled.
Okay, listen to me. Place the heel of your hand right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
We want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, twice per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The officials have reached the place from where they received this call when they found 40-year-old Sarah Boone, who called them some time ago to inform them about her boyfriend, George Torres Jr.'s death. George was 42 years old, who died by suffocation on being locked in a suitcase. According to Sarah, it was an unintentional and unforeseen accident.
Hello there.
I had a cigarette, Lou.
I'll get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay?
I really need something to drink.
Okay,
I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter.
okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second.
While the officials are trying to talk to Sarah, she is continuously asking for something. Like, first, she mentioned her cigarette lying on the back porch.
Fill me in.
No problem. Like,
Yeah,
me and I were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together.
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
Like, having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay. Fine.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
Sarah told the officer that she and George were putting the puzzle together. They did some artwork together, and how a pleasant day it was. She also emphasized how they just had a bottle of wine last night, which is completely false. We will find out some other major details further in the investigation.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Here, let's talk in private, okay?
I called you guys. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek.
While Sarah was telling the official that she and George were having fun and then decided to play the game of hide and seek, the official pointed out a man standing in front of the house, minding his own business. Suspicious to know who he was. Then, Sarah told them that this man was his ex-husband.
Here, let me fill this deputy in, okay?
Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so cotton mouth right now. It's on the counter.
I can't move anything from out of the house.
I'm so thirsty. Like, I'm
Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you.
She called him over after finding out that her boyfriend was dead. She called him for help. The official then moved towards the ex-husband to have a conversation in private. where Sarah seemed disturbed, and she started emphasizing the fact that they only had a bottle of wine and nothing else. She repeated herself saying they did art and decided to play hide and seek. The officers then went to talk to Sarah's ex-husband, who told them that he called Sarah around 11:30 because it was supposed to be her day to keep custody of their son.
She's really not very good about always doing it. She tends to drink.
They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school?
Yes.
Okay.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. But I called her
Give me
initially.
1 second, okay?
He's currently on parole because of it, so...
Because of domestic violence with her.
Yes.
He told the officials that Sarah had a drinking problem, so he just wanted to remind her about the custody today. During the call, Sarah told him about what happened, so he advised her to call 911, get somebody over. Her ex-husband also told her that Sarah wanted to go outside, have a drink, smoke a cigarette, and she wanted to do that really bad.
Every time.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from this tap. She's probably going to pass out on us. Okay, well, listen.
The police officer asks the ex-husband to stick around for a little while longer. She then gets a notepad and returns to Sarah to collect more information.
At some point, you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep.
He also told the official that George was on parole. He was arrested under the charges of domestic violence multiple times against Sarah, but Sarah always bailed him out. While the ex-husband was telling all this to the officer, she noticed that Sarah was panicking and suspected that she might pass out. So, the officer asked Sarah's ex-husband to stay there for a little longer and went to Sarah to collect more information.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs. I just totally forgot.
So you began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About
And he
what
gurgled.
time this morning
Like he
did you
gurgled.
start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. And it, air was coming out and he was gurgling, but I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR? You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to sit back down because I don't want
Can
you
I have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah, go.
Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope, all of it.
Sarah then told the officer that she knew George was in the suitcase. She said that George was having fun with her by lying in the suitcase. She too joined his act and zipped up the suitcase. And then she fell asleep. Then she said that she and George were laughing about this whole thing. Sometime later, she fell asleep upstairs, while the suitcase was kept downstairs. When she woke up around the afternoon, she found that something happened to George.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's in school.
He's in school. How old is he?
This will be a fun one to explain. He is 9. He's third
I
grade.
can't even start with how you would explain something like this.
Sarah answered in affirmation and also said that at the time he was struggling to breathe. He was gurgling too. The officers then went to the ex-husband and asked him to take the son's custody for today. Finding out that their son was in the school was a relief for the officer, because who could explain this whole thing to a 9-year-old kid? After giving the ex-husband a clean sheet, the officers joined Sarah and started waiting for the investigators to arrive.
Can I please just have a cigarette? They're on the back porch.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade?
Where Sarah again asked them for a cigarette, and the officers gave her the same reply. They then asked Sarah to sit and wait in the shade. That is when the investigators arrive. While introducing Sarah to the investigators, the officer ensured Sarah's well-being, and then the investigators took it from there.
No, if you want to stay seated, I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there. They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, sir. My name's Chelsea. My partner, Scott.
The investigators, Chelsea and her partner Scott, asked her what happened there. Sarah told the two again the same story, how she and George were having fun about zipping him up in a suitcase. And she did, and fell asleep.
So he decided to get in the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too, to zip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all, or you just zipped it up and walked away
I
laughing?
both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay.
To which she responded that not just her, but both of them were laughing about it. Adding to the statement, Sarah also told the investigators that she was afraid for her life.
I'm afraid for my life. I want you to know that. I am afraid
Why is that?
for my life. His family have never liked me.
She told them that George's family didn't like her. If they find out that George died when Sarah was around him, they are going to come after her. However, the surprising thing was that no one from George's family was unaware of the demise.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean, like, about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay.
They're
So
going to
it's
kill me.
okay.
Do they
Well,
live local?
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me.
Though his daughters live locally, Sarah didn't inform them about what happened to their father. Sensing her fear, the investigators assured her that no one would come after her, and they assured her safety. They assured her that they would keep checking on her and went inside the apartment to investigate.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
Before beginning the investigation of the house, she asked Sarah to stay somewhere else for the night. And she asked Sarah to visit them the next day with her questions, if she had any. So Sarah stayed with the ex-husband for that night and visited the investigating officers the next day at 3:51 with her handwritten questions.
I'm gonna have you sit in the green chair that doesn't move. Appreciate you coming in. Yes, ma'am.
Her first question for the investigators was, when will she get her mobile phone back? Well, legit question. As soon as the investigator asked Sarah to take the green seat in the room, Sarah gives Chelsea her page of questions that she almost acknowledges and then chooses to ignore.
So obviously, he received his autopsy. So I'm going to read you your rights again because we have to talk about that. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
Chelsea began by telling Sarah that they had received George's autopsy report. And, moving further, she told Sarah her rights. After telling her the rights, Chelsea also assured that Sarah understood what she just told her, to which Sarah acknowledged. But honestly, she understood nothing.
And do you understand what I just read you? Yes. Perfect. Okay.
Sarah has no idea what just happened.
This morning we went to his autopsy, and
The autopsy ensured the fact that George got those injuries the night he died. He was completely fine when he entered the apartment. Sarah repeatedly said that she didn't know anything about these injuries.
by the doctor. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little.
I haven't laid
swollen.
a hand on him.
Okay.
Now, the major issue in this whole statement is that she had the whole night to herself to design the entire scene from scratch. We are certainly sure that Sarah being behind this murder and designing the whole scene because the police find a video in Sarah's phone.
Also, too, he fell off my son's bike.
Okay.
So I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So why?
Which clearly signifies that Sarah was highly intoxicated that night. And she deliberately let George die in the suitcase. The time that video was recorded was 12 hours before she called the police. So, she had a good deal of time there.
And they're all recent. They occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it. I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. We had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine, and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why.
Now imagine, a person killed someone when they were intoxicated, recorded the incident, and forgot to delete the major evidence from their phone. How much intoxicated does one have to be to create such a blunder? The investigator again told Sarah that the injuries looked as if someone had hit him. But Sarah sticks to the good days, good life, happy moment statement. Chelsea then realized it would not be that easy to make Sarah say what she did.
I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head and skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him. I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately. It's been good. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
To take the investigation forward, the investigator brought to light Sarah's last call to the police about the domestic violence she faced.
A month ago, he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
The routine procedure would be to keep her train off thought to this element by providing encouragement and understanding while inquiring further into the suspect's grievances with the victim.
Like, we've been good. I don't know if, like, it's since the last time he got out of jail. Like, we've been good, and he's been having his classes.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
The probation officer?
No, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talk to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there.
Feeding to her dislike towards Sarah, investigator Chelsea breaks Sarah's thoughts and talks about the curtain rod incident that happened last month, which led to further discourse.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so...
Give or take. I really love him, like I do, and I feel like I can help him. He came a really long way, and he was trying. He was really trying.
One thing led to another, and suddenly, she started defending her drinking. Then, she kept on telling the stories about George's drinking habits and how anger management classes were helping him to be this better person.
The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. And would always come home and show me his papers. And we would look over his papers together. Where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. He changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
Talking about the last restraining order against George, Sarah began to vent about his ex-wife. She carried on with her venting for a good 2 minutes.
They have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee, and I don't know if you would like to see on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop. When I say a monster, she's a monster. Like
It turned out they started playing games at around 4 in the afternoon, and Sarah went to sleep around midnight.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any like timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in Luggage, what time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
Sarah literally told what the couple did, thought, and said that night. Or maybe she was just fictionalizing it.
Like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or...
Like when we started to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it, started to paint. Well, started listening to music for a little bit, started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off.
Following the investigation, Chelsea asked Sarah if, jokingly, she'd ever zipped or locked George anywhere before.
I think like probably 3 times in your relationship. When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay.
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. If you, I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
No, I'm just asking, in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not? But obviously, no. I understand, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
And then the investigators landed up with a bomb on Sarah, after which it would be difficult for her to defend herself.
Any videos or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday?
It was a good tactic to let her say whatever she wanted to say, because after seeing this evidence, she wouldn't be able to say anything.
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
Watching the video, Sarah turned pale.
Can you see it?
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay.
Let me.
However, cutting each other could be a huge mistake for the investigators, but the reliable proof gives them the liberty to make some mistakes.
Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take.
No.
I don't know how much I can take.
I don't know how to find her.
Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
You can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you. Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
That's him saying that he can't breathe, and you saying fuck you.
So this is upside down.
Investigator Chelsea now brings Sarah's attention to the video in question. With the questioning, Sarah could sense that she was gone.
Upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because you were getting ready for bed.
Well, Sarah suddenly remembers everything about the incident that she had no memory of some time ago. She seems confused, right?
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out.
It's and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah got it right. The investigators were doing exactly what she thought, and she looks like she is looking at people who will make rumors about her.
He was like panicky. Like
So pushing up on a suitcase saying Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. I can't breathe. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments. Like you're mad.
No. Please don't. I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but like it's like you guys are kind of trying to like feed me.
Sarah justified all those derogatory comments and what was happening in the video by just saying, "That's how we are," as if that's the healthiest thing to do in a relationship.
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to. He'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase.
Sarah then very smartly tries to touch on another topic, but the investigator doesn't allow her to do so.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think he's asking to come out?
I didn't do it intentionally.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in a confined space like that?
Well, I thought by not zipping it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the
And
suitcase.
what was your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs. I thought it was like, I thought he was okay. Like I didn't,
He's telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. The whole suitcase thing.
The investigators were asking questions based on the video, and Sarah had nothing concrete to offer them.
To us, facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not assume.
I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You consciously had to walk upstairs. You obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. Mm-hmm. And you specifically told me that you went upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick.
In her mid-sentence, the investigators started playing that video again, and she asked questions about the suitcase being upside down.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you because this was not in any way, shape, or form.
You admit to moving the suitcase, over, so...
You roll it.
You roll it out, it's not like...
I didn't want it to be like that.
This time, Sarah seems done with all this, and all she could say is she does not know what they want her to tell. We can even see that on her face.
I don't know how you want me to say it. I didn't mean to leave him in there.
Okay.
What's your reasoning for not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Ryan, and 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. And it was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone.
We might have got some explanation out of Sarah, but the other investigator cut in between.
No, when he's asking on the video, he asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. Why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. They'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
Sarah blamed it all on alcohol, just like a 20-year-old making terrible decisions when intoxicated and regretting it later.
Her video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times, I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean,
don't
Were you punishing him?
No. Just...
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you get. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
But let's get back to this. When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like, no,
again, it's the boy calling wolf. And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, oh, he's in there. Night, night.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't intentionally.
Sarah was taken to the Orange County Jail at 5:44 p.m. on charges of second-degree murder. This happened in February 2020. That was the ideal time to get inside the jail.
Those holding cells, the holding cells, am I going to be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might have been easier, I guess. She keeps on changing her attorneys. How many? Well, more than 7 that we know of. All the attorneys who left Sarah's case gave the same reason. That is, irreconcilable differences. Do you think what Sarah did was intentional? Or would you too like to stick with the unintentional group? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching the video, give us a like, share, and subscribe.